Okay, I'm back here again in Dogwood Park, and I apologize for my last video, the one about I found the way. I didn't realize that I was so close you couldn't see my right hand, so I'm going to try to fix that right now. I'm going to go over today, right now, an exercise that I think might help your picking a little bit. I do a lot of bluegrass has a lot of what I call backtracking, and it's hard to describe what that is. It's kind of like, and I've said it many times, I don't know how else to describe it, but what it is you're going back to a previous string you just picked. And let's see, let's just do that. We'll do just a simple scale real quick. This isn't the lesson, but here's an example. So I'm already hitting the note, but I'm going back to it. There's a good example for a bluegrass lick. Okay, what that is I'm hitting the G on an upstroke, open, and then I'm hitting the D string on the 3rd fret, and then it's a downstroke, and then I'm pulling it off. And the backtrack happens where I'm already on the G string. That's a G string, 3rd to 4th fret, open. So I've already hit that open G, right? And then I hit the D, and then I go back to that open G. So I'm going back, hence the backtrack. I'm going back to a previous string that I picked. This is another good example. Like on the I Found the Way, when I got to that C. That's another example. I'm hitting that open note, hitting that string, and then I'm hitting the string above it, and then going back to that string, I'm backtracking to it. The example of that was that little G lick. Okay, that's one way you can do it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and practice that first before I get on to my other exercise here. What you're going to do is you're going to take and use this little shape here. Your your ring and your first finger is kind of going to be at a diagonal here. You're going to put your first finger on the B string of the 1st fret, and you're going to kind of, you know, mess around with that. It's like a trill, but you're not going to do that. You're just going to pick it and pull off. And then the other finger is going to be resting on the G string 3rd fret. And that's a common shape for your hand to get used to, because you use that in all these little licks. So that's the same shape all up and down for G, C, D, or F, A minor, E minor, or E. Okay? So that's a common shape you need to get your hand used to. So, but for now, let's go ahead and play this little backtracking thing. It's a downstroke, actually it's an upstroke. So let's get used to the first part first. We're going to pull off 2nd fret to the 1st fret on the B string, upstroke, and the downstroke is going to be on the G. So you're going to do this once. Okay, that's one. Okay, and then you're backing up, you're backtracking to the B string that you just played here. G, back to the B. But the end of that lick is going to be the G again. You're going to hit it again. So it's a backing track to that. I don't consider that a backtrack, because for me it seems like the backtrack is always the upstroke. I was on the G, and then I hit the G again, but that's on a downstroke. So I mean, I know it's the same thing, but for me, this upstroke is a backtrack. Okay, so let's practice that. Here's how it's going to sound. That's the entire lick. So So you're going to hit the B string. You're going to keep the shape and hit the hammer or pull off second fret to the first fret, the B string, and then after that you're just going to pick the G, B, G, B again. G, B, G. You're going to hit the G twice, the B once. 1, 1, 2. And you're going to do that and you're going to cycle it. Okay? And the cool thing about that is not only does that help your right hand get used to that shape, it helps your picking hand get used to that up-down, which is what we use in a lot of bluegrass, like Gold Rush, a lot of alternate picking. That's all alternate picking, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so there's a lot of alternate picking in bluegrass, and people, it seems like they have a hard time with it. So this will help your hand get used to going up and down. Keep an eye on your hand. If you've got this down, if you've got that down, keep an eye on that right hand. Because I've seen students that'll just do 2 down strokes, or they'll get all confused and they won't know what to do. So keep it at an up, down, up, down. And once you get used to that, do it a little faster. Okay, now once you get used to that, do it on the other strings. Except with this one, usually on the high E string and the B string, it's going to be a little different shape. Instead of using your ring finger on the 3rd fret, you're going to use your pinky on the 4th fret. Okay, but all the other strings are going to be this shape: 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret, 1st finger, 3rd fret, 3rd finger. Easy to remember. Okay, so that's exercise number 1. Keep doing that. It starts with an upstroke. Okay, and then there's the second backtrack that I just told you the first time. Going back to the F and G. Okay, so that was just impromptu. That was just, you know, I didn't even think to go over that lesson, but that's an exercise. Here's part 2 of that. Okay. It's still going over the up-down movement to help you go to that. You're picking it down, then going back up. It's kind of, and that's also the movement, how it works. You're going to come down to the downstroke, and you're going to have to come back up. So I'm going to exaggerate with that with my right hand. Okay, so here's the up movement, down. So you have to come down and then come back up. Having to go down and then switch back, switch directions. Okay, so that's how that works. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to start with an open B, and then it's all going to happen on the 3rd fret. Okay, so we're going to do G string first, B. It's going to be a pull off on the B string. On the G string on the 3rd fret, and then you're going to go immediately to the D string 3rd fret. The backtrack is going to happen now, because as soon as you hit that D, you're going to come up on the G again. You was already on the G, but you was descending to a next string, then you go back to a previous string. And once you hit that G, it's going to start all over again. So you'll leave this finger placed and anchored right there on the D string, because you're going to use it again. And if I block the G string when I play it, you'll hear the D string continues to ring. I mean, it's still going. Okay, so you can hear it in the background very subtly. That's another good thing that will get you used to, is it'll help your hands get used to that movement, both of them, but it'll also help you utilize the very important technique of sustaining notes while other notes are taking place, because that really fills it out. They all blend together. They all kind of cascade together. They're still ringing even after I pick the last note. Okay, so here's that thing again. It's going to be the same movement. It's going to get you used to that movement in your right hand. So now we're on the A string, open D. Same thing. And then it's just going to be usually I end that with an up, down. Okay. That's how it's going to sound. Once more, very slowly, upstroke on the B. I always want to end my last note with a downstroke, so I try to make it to where I can. That's why I'm upstroking on the E string first. Technically, if you kept the same pattern, it would be a downstroke, but then you would upstroke, and it wouldn't be as loud. I want that attack there. So let's do it in another key. Let's do it in C. This time we're going to hold the C, and we're going to upstroke on the E string, and then come down with your pinky. Okay, on the B string. Matter of fact, I'm going to move a finger here so you can see what I'm doing. And that's coming down to the first string here on the B. And so I'm going to catch that G string, second fret, with my middle finger. And then we're going to come up back on the bead, which is why it's important you keep this finger down, because it's holding that C note. Then we're going to come back to that where we actually have our C chord here. So technically you could really do it like this. You don't have to put your pinky there and leave your C chord chorded there. In bluegrass, it's one thing that's really easy to do is make the chord and try to play notes around it, and you get all stuck. If you don't have to have all the notes of the chord, don't play all the notes of the chord until you need them. So this is, I'm thinking C, and right there is the only time I'll need that other note. Okay, and I won't even need the other note, the last note, until the last pick is made. So I don't have to make the whole chord. I can just make one note of the chord, and then when I get down to there. Okay, so I hope I can explain that good. But here it goes again. And another good thing, once you get used to, is just sit there and do that. Okay, just do that repeatedly. Cycle it over and over again. So open E, 3rd fret B, pull off. We're pulling off to the 1st fret of the B. Downstroke on the G string, 2nd fret, backing track to the B string, where our first finger is, and then picking and pulling off, going immediately to the D string, which is part of our C chord. Upstroke again on the G string. We're going back to that one. And the same thing, down. We're landing down on that C note. And that first note might be hard to come at, because my first finger is kind of muting that string, so I got to get a good arch so it can ring out. Or my finger has to come up just a hair and land on that string so that the string can be cleared. Okay, so that is your basic. It's kind of hard, but I call it basic is because that is one of the things you need to use and utilize is the backtrack technique. Going back to a previous string, because a lot of licks use that. Okay, So it's a lot of ascending, descending, changing directions a lot. Bluegrass changes directions a lot, okay? And that's one of the ways that you can practice that, as well as get your alternate picking down. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it's helped you a lot. This may be more advanced than basic, but that is one of the fundamentals of bluegrass, is being able to change directions on the fly. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and I'm really excited because I've tallied it up, and I think since July maybe of last year, I'm getting about an average of 16 subscribers a month in average to YouTube, and I'm not doing anything but posting content. It took a lot of work at first to get that many people going, but I like to get back and reply to my comments as much as I can, but it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it because, you know, down the road subscribers keep coming, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy performing for you guys and playing these things, and I hope you get something out of it. So I'm gonna get off here. I think my battery's about to die, so this may be all the videos for today, but once again, I'll leave you with the wonderful Dogwood Park fountain. Thank you guys for watching.